Sir Muhammad Iqbal, born in November 9, 1877. Sialkot, Punjab, British India, present-day Punjab, Pakistan. Died April 21, 1938, aged 60. Lahore, Punjab, British India, present-day Punjab, Pakistan. Nationality British Indian. Education in Scotch Mission College, F.A. Government College, B.A., M.A. University of Cambridge, B.A. University of Munich, Ph.D. Notable work: Bang-e-Dara, The Secrets of the Self, The Secrets of Selflessness, Message from the East, Persian Psalms, Javid Nama, Sir Jahan se Accha, more works. Arid 20th century philosophy. Region Islamic philosophy. Thesis: The development of metaphysics in Persia. Main interests: Islam, Urdu poetry, Urdu literature, Persian poetry, law, history, metaphysics, Islamic socialism. Background: Iqbal was born on November 9, 1877 in an ethnic Kashmiri family in Sialkot within the Punjab province of British India, now in Pakistan. His family was Kashmiri Pandit, of the Sapru clan, that converted to Islam in the 15th century and which traced its roots back to a South Kashmir village in Kulgam. In the 19th century, when the Sikh Empire was conquering Kashmir, his grandfather's family migrated to Punjab. Iqbal's grandfather was an eighth cousin of Sir Tej Bahadur Sapru, an important lawyer and freedom fighter who would eventually become an admirer of Iqbal. Iqbal often mentioned and commemorated his Kashmiri lineage in his writings. According to scholar Annemarie Schimmel, Iqbal often wrote about his being a son of Kashmiri-Brahmans but, being acquainted with the wisdom of Rumi and Tabriz. Iqbal's mother, who died on November 9, 1914. Iqbal expressed his feeling of pathos in a poetic form after her death. Iqbal's father, Sheikh Nur Muhammad, died 1930, was a tailor, not formally educated, but a religious man. Iqbal's mother Imam Bibi, from a Punjab family long settled in Sambriel, a town of Sialkot district, 24 was described as a polite and humble woman who helped the poor and her neighbors with their problems. She died on November 9, 1914 in Sialkot. Iqbal loved his mother, and on her death he expressed his feelings of pathos in an elegy. Early education. Iqbal was 4 years old when he was sent to a mosque to receive instruction in reading the Quran. He learned the Arabic language from his teacher, Syed Mir Hassan, the head of the madrasa and professor of Arabic at Scotch Mission College in Sialkot, where he matriculated in 1893. 27 He received an intermediate level with the Faculty of Arts diploma in 1895. The same year he enrolled at Government College University, where he obtained his Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, English Literature, and Arabic in 1897, and won the Khan Bahadurdin F.S. Jalaluddin Medal as he performed well in Arabic. In 1899, he received his Master of Arts degree from the same college and won first place in philosophy in the University of the Punjab. Marriages. Allama Iqbal with his son Javid Iqbal in 1930. Iqbal married 3 times under different circumstances. His first marriage was in 1895, when he was 18 years old. His bride, Kareem Bibi, was the daughter of a physician, Khan Bahadur Atta Muhammad Khan, a Gujarati physician. Her sister was the mother of director and music composer Khwaja Khurshid Anwar. Their families arranged the marriage, and the couple had 2 children, a daughter, Miraj Begum, 1895 to 1915, and a son, Aftab Iqbal, 1899 to 1979, who became a barrister. Another son is said to have died after birth in 1901. Iqbal and Karim Bibi separated somewhere between 1910 and 1913. Despite this, he continued to financially support her till his death. Iqbal's second marriage was with Mukhtar Begum, and it was held in December 1914, shortly after the death of Iqbal's mother the previous November. They had a son, but both the mother and son died shortly after birth in 1924. Later, Iqbal married Sardar Begum, and they became the parents of a son, Javid Iqbal, 1924 to 2015, who became Senior Justice of the Supreme Court of Pakistan, and a daughter, Munira Bano, b. 1930. One of Munira's sons is the philanthropist cum socialite Yusuf Salahuddin. Iqbal, Jinnah, and the concept of Pakistan. Ideologically separated from Congress Muslim leaders, Iqbal had also been disillusioned with the politicians of the Muslim League, owing to the factional conflict that plagued the League in the 1920s. Discontent with factional leaders like Shafi and Fazlur Rahman, Iqbal came to believe that only Jinnah was a political leader capable of preserving unity and fulfilling the League's objectives of Muslim political empowerment. Building a strong, personal correspondence with Jinnah, Iqbal was influential in convincing Jinnah to end his self-imposed exile in London, return to India and take charge of the League. Iqbal firmly believed that Jinnah was the only leader capable of drawing Indian Muslims to the League and maintaining party unity before the British and the Congress. "I know you are a busy man, but I do hope you won't mind my writing to you often, as you are the only Muslim in India today to whom the community has right to look up for safe guidance through the storm which is coming to northwest India and, perhaps, to the whole of India." While Iqbal espoused the idea of Muslim-majority provinces in 1930, Jinnah would continue to hold talks with the Congress through the decade and only officially embrace the goal of Pakistan in 1940. Some historians postulate that Jinnah always remained hopeful for an agreement with the Congress and never fully desired the partition of India. 61 Iqbal's close correspondence with Jinnah is speculated by some historians as having been responsible for Jinnah's embrace of the idea of Pakistan. Iqbal elucidated to Jinnah his vision of a separate Muslim state in a letter sent on June 21, 1937. A separate federation of Muslim provinces, reformed on the lines I have suggested above, is the only course by which we can secure a peaceful India and save Muslims from the domination of non-Muslims. Why should not the Muslims of northwest India and Bengal be considered as nations entitled to self-determination just as other nations in India and outside India are? Iqbal, serving as president of the Punjab Muslim League, criticized Jinnah's political actions, including a political agreement with Punjabi leader Sikandar Hayat Khan, whom Iqbal saw as a representative of feudal classes and not committed to Islam as the core political philosophy. Nevertheless, Iqbal worked constantly to encourage Muslim leaders and masses to support Jinnah and the League. Speaking about the political future of Muslims in India, Iqbal said, "There is only one way out. Muslims should strengthen Jinnah's hands. They should join the Muslim League. Indian question, as is now being solved, can be countered by our united front against both the Hindus and the English. Without it, our demands are not going to be accepted. People say our demands smack of communalism. This is sheer propaganda. These demands relate to the defense of our national existence. The United Front can be formed under the leadership of the Muslim League. And the Muslim League can succeed only on account of Jinnah. Now none but Jinnah is capable of leading the Muslims. Poet of the East. Allama Iqbal. After the conferment of a doctorate of literature by the University of the Punjab in 1933. Iqbal has been referred to as the poet of the East by academics, institutions, and the media. The Vice-Chancellor of Quaid-e-Azam University, Dr. Masoom Yasinte, stated in a seminar addressing a distinguished gathering of educators and intellectuals that Iqbal is not only a poet of the East but is a universal poet. Moreover, Iqbal is not restricted to any specific segment of the world community, but he is for all humanity. Yet it should also be borne in mind that while dedicating his Eastern divan to Goethe, the cultural icon par excellence, Iqbal's Payam-i-Mashriq constituted both a reply as well as a corrective to the Western divan of Goethe. For by stylizing himself as the representative of the East, Iqbal endeavored to talk on equal terms to Goethe as the representative of West. Iqbal's revolutionary works through his poetry affected the Muslims of the subcontinent. Iqbal thought that Muslims had long been suppressed by the colonial enlargement and growth of the West. For this concept, Iqbal is recognized as the poet of the East. So to conclude, let me cite Annemarie Schimmel in Gabriel's Wing, who lauds Iqbal's unique way of weaving a grand tapestry of thought from Eastern and Western yarns, p. 15, a creative activity which, to cite my own volume Revisioning Iqbal, endows Muhammad Iqbal with the stature of a universalist poet and thinker whose principal aim was to explore mitigating alternative discourses to construct a bridge between the East and the West. The Urdu world is very familiar with Iqbal as the poet of the East. Iqbal is also called Mufakir-e Pakistan, the thinker of Pakistan, and Hakim ul-Ummah, the sage of the Ummah. The Pakistan government officially named him Pakistan's national poet.